be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.
What's going on, my good people? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. Pull up a seat. I hope you enjoy the content. And before we get into this cooking video, I want to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe, and go ahead and tap that bell while you're at it so you're notified anytime I drop a brand new video, go live, or schedule a premiere. All right, y'all. So today we are making jerk mushroom tacos. Now, this is my second time making them, but the recipe is improved, it's better, and I have to show you how to make it step by step. I'm also gonna be making some salsa. It's a homemade tomato and tomatillo salsa. Shout out to Steph, I followed her recipe, and I will include the link below for her recipe video if you wanna look at it as well. All right, so, let's go ahead and get the cooking. Let's go ahead and get started with the salsa first because I want to allow it to sit in the refrigerator and marinate as long as possible. For this recipe, you're going to need green onions, a white or yellow onion, garlic, lemon, lime, cilantro, peppers, jalapeno, serranos, whichever you prefer, tomatillos, and also some house tomatoes. I'm going to give you the exact measurement of everything as we make the salsa. So first things first, we're going to take 1 house tomato and 3 tomatillos, and we're going to boil it in hot water for about 10 minutes. This is going to soften the tomatillos and the tomato up. Now, once that 10 minutes is lapsed, I'm going to add it in. You can put it in a food processor. I have a Ninja. I'm going to add in 1/4 of a yellow onion and add in the pepper. So add in whatever your heat level is. You want to go ahead and add it at this point. I added in 1 serrano without the seeds inside of it. Now, this is going to be the base of the salsa. So I'm going to make this kind of watery. You know, as you see me, I'm pulsing it. And this is the texture and how it came out. So I'm going to add it into the bowl. And this makes a lot of salsa, which I really loved because me and my family love salsa. So now you're going to add in your citrus. This is 1/2 of a lemon. And then I'm going to squeeze in 1/2 of a lime as well. And the final step for our base is we're going to add salt. I'm going to use pink Himalayan salt, and I'm not going to put measurements for that. So you want to season that to your liking. Now it is time to move on to the chunky part of our salsa. So I have 2 tomatillos, I have 2 house tomatoes, I have 2 green onions that I've added in, a handful of cilantro, and 1 clove of garlic. Now, since this is chunky, I'm going to take it easy because I want the thickness of it. So in my Ninja, I'm going to use the pulse feature, and I'm going to really watch it because, again, I want to keep the chunkiness in this. I don't want it to be as loose and as juicy as the base is. So this is perfect. This is the texture that I'm looking for. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add this on top of the base of the salsa. Perfect. And now this is the point where, of course, you want to taste test. Is it hot enough? Do you want to add more citrus? Do you want to add more salt? You want to make sure that you're tasting at this point. And this is the finished product. So what I did was I added in some jalapeno garlic pepper. I also added in some garlic salt. So I'm going to allow this to sit in the refrigerator until it's time to assemble our tacos. Let's make the jerk seasoning. Let's start off with 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of allspice, 1 teaspoon of parsley flakes, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of jalapeno garlic pepper. And then we're going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. And finally, we're going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. And now it is time to go ahead and mix everything together. I grabbed a whisk. You can grab a fork. You just want to make sure that it's even as possible. Let's go ahead and move on to the mushrooms. For this dish, you're going to need 16 ounces of baby Bella mushrooms, and we're going to use every single one of them. So I love to hand chop, and if you're going to hand chop or if you're using something else in the kitchen, you just want to make sure the mushrooms are fine. So I'm going to give you a close-up so you see exactly what I'm talking about in just a moment. Let's go ahead and get the mushrooms added to a bowl. And the first step is to actually coat the mushrooms with olive oil. So get those nice and coated. And then we're going to add in the jerk seasoning. Now I'm going to use all of the seasoning on the mushrooms. So I have that added in. And once it is added, you then want to go ahead and make sure that it's evenly distributed. So you can use your hands to get in there to mix it all around. You can use a spoon as I'm using. And then once this is done, I'm going to add it to the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. Now, listen, the longer you let it marinate, the better this is. Okay, so this is what the mushrooms looks like after 30 minutes in the refrigerator. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add this to a skillet over medium heat. And I'm going to let these mushrooms cook for about 5 to 7 minutes. Look how beautiful that looks. We are almost done. Let's move on to our tortilla shells. I love to prepare mine over an open flame, but you can fry them if you'd like or do them the same way. I'm looking for the edges to crisp up on both sides. So you see how they've blackened? This is perfect. So now I'm going to do a couple more shells and then it's time to go ahead and plate. So I want to give you a close up on that. Look at how meaty and seasoned and just beautiful that these mushrooms look. Oh, I cannot wait. So we're going to add our additional toppings. I'm going to add on some salsa. I'm going to put on some cheese, some avocado, and this is the finished product. It is now time for us to go ahead and taste the jerk mushroom tacos to see how it turned out. All right, y'all, it is the moment of truth. It is now time to go ahead and taste these tacos. So I got my mushrooms on here. I have salsa on here, avocado, and a little Parmesan cheese. So you could do whatever you want. Add whatever toppings you like in your tacos and just go for it. So let's get to it and take this first bite. God, that's good. Excuse me, got a little kick to it. I love it with the salsa. The salsa has some tanginess to it. And one of the best things about this recipe is that I think it's a great way to introduce people to mushrooms. So if you're kind of on the fence, if somebody is not sure if they like them or not, go ahead and make this recipe and add this to taquitos. You can do it for a burrito, nachos, quesadilla. Like, it's very versatile. And also with the jerk seasoning, add it to your pastas, add it to chicken, whatever you want to do. Like, just explore and have fun with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. I will meet you in the comments. And that's it, y'all. Make the best of the day. Be good to yourself. Peace.
I be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.